Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. If you couldn't tell, today's look is about faux freckles, trying out some new eyeshadow, playing with making freckles, just a little bit of fun with makeup per usual. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, share, do all the things. I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. So if you want to see how I did all of this, stick around. I'll get into it right now. I'm gonna prep my eyelids with the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito. Do I know what shade this is? Fair. I have other shades coming because I'm pretty sure I'll really like this. I'm experimenting with different ways to blend it out. Brushes, sponge, like the whole thing, because I don't know. This is a very thin concealer, which I feel like isn't necessarily a bad thing. I really liked it last time I used it on my lids. All right, I am gonna set this just to be safe because I'm gonna play with some other eyeshadow later. So I'm gonna go in with my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder as usual. Set that down. Okay, I'm super happy with that. So as I've mentioned previously, I'm a crazy person, and after I purchased that first e.l.f. 4-pan $3 palette, I went and ordered all of them. I just did it on my Walmart grocery pickup weekly thing. So the one I'm gonna go with today is called Rose Water. And this is what it looks like. Again, that dark shade, can I figure it out again? Has some sparkle in it, which will just brush away as I blend it out. But for starters, we're gonna go in with this shade right here and just get that going in the crease like I usually do. It's a nice cool tone, like taupey mauve, I guess. It's not gray, but it's not purple. There's a hint of brown, hint of gray, hint of purple. I feel like it's a really nice crease color because it will add shadow where you want shadow to be. Okay, so I've got that in my crease. It's pretty light. If you are fairer skin tone than me, it would probably be really good. But I wonder if I could use that darker sparkly shade just super lightly. No, doesn't want to be super light. Oh, but this could work. Okay. I'm really just gonna blend that and buff it in. Add that there. But all the sparkle seems to have just blended away, which is fine. It's what I expected. Okay, I just grabbed a clean brush to blend out this spot in here where my eye tends to wrinkle and cause a ruckus. I have to call my eyelids rabble rousers. Nothing can never just go smoothly. But I mean, that's decent. Except right here. I don't know what that's doing. There are two shimmer shades in here. This is the lighter one. This is the darker one. So I'm going to, so I think straight out of the gate, I'm going to dampen the brush and the shadow before I apply it to my eye. They don't seem particularly great, so we'll do that. I'm gonna start with a lighter shade on my inner corner and work my way out. Maybe I'll use the darker one in the center of my eye and out farther. It's really pretty. It's got a nice sheen. Yeah, it feels more kind of natural, lightly something, I don't know. It's pretty. It's very pale, pale pink, cool tone, but it's nice and shimmery. Gonna do the same thing to the other eye, and then we'll try the next color. Darker of the two, just in the center here, and merge it with the darker color on the outside corner. That one's really pretty. It's really pretty. You definitely have to be very, very damp to get it to go on the eye. There's quite a bit of fallout from that. It's kind of all over my lap. That might be me, might be the shadows, might be a combination of both. It's so hard to tell. So this particular palette in the shade Rosewater, not my favorite, but for $3, I say it's certainly worth picking up. If for no other reason, the cool tones in this are very nice. You're not gonna get wabam eye look out of it, but the face look I'm going for today is more of a natural full face. I don't know. So I think that the eye look will go nicely with that. And I have nothing against a subtle eye. I do that frequently. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then start on my face. Before I move on to my face, I'm going to finish up my eyes in that I'm gonna do liner, mascara, and lashes. And then I'll move on to my face and then finish up my under eye. Okay, lashes are on, and I put some white eyeliner in my waterline. Looks a little stark right now, but it will be better in a few minutes. So now we're gonna move on to foundation and concealer and all of the rest. Foundation today, I chose the e.l.f. CC Cream. This is in the shade Light. Yeah, okay, so you just have to ignore around my nose. There's not a lot I can do about that at this point. Okay, I'm going to, this is where I'm gonna do the foundation. Nope, this is where I'm gonna do the concealer. Let's go with the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I don't think I used this, did I? I can't remember. Let's take a little down my nose. See what happens. Okay, we're gonna use the not powder side of the sponge to blend out the smile lines. I'm gonna use the butt of the sponge just to really blend that in. I don't think I used this on my face. I think I just used it on my under eye. I did use the NYX one, or the Wet n Wild one on my face. And it wasn't great for concealing, especially this right here, which I usually don't have a problem. Okie dokie. Now I'm gonna set all of that with my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation, avoiding, of course, the under eyes. I'm gonna go in on my right side. If there's not a significant difference, I can always go over the Laura Mercier if I have to. It is really pretty though. Okay, so that's the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation on the right. And then we'll go in on the left with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I just feel like playing a little bit. I'm gonna get a clean part of my blendiful. I still haven't ordered another one, and I really, really should. I like this a lot. I do think I prefer the side with the L'Oreal powder foundation. So I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that. There's a little bit more redness right here that I don't wanna see. I mean, you can still see some on both sides, which I don't hate. I don't mind being able to see my skin, because it does look significantly better. You can't see as much of the imperfection, the scars, the melasma in my one sunspot. So I'm gonna try my Hourglass bronzer that I normally use to contour and see if, yeah, when my skin is darker, this looks much cooler. When I'm super pale, it looks warm. It's funny. We were able to go outside 3 days last week. The entire day Saturday, which was glorious. I needed it. So my skin is much, much darker. My face, no, because I keep that protected at all times. But contour my lower lip. Yes. So do just under my nose and then the sides. I'm really just mostly pressing. My Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light, which I like a lot. And then I have this Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil. Yep. It's very shimmery, which I also really don't mind. I'm gonna try the Too Faced and see how that goes. I'm gonna go in with a very flimsy angled brush to see, because this one is very pigmented as far as I can remember. Yep. And because of what I want to do today, I'm gonna bring this into a different shape than I normally do. I'm just building this up slowly. I don't want to end up with too much. And then over my nose, just on the bridge. And then of course up along my hairline. That's pretty. I really like a nice bronzy look. Oh, that tastes like chocolate. I just got a little bit in my mouth. I'm not gonna eat it, but that's not bad. This is the Wanderlust primer infused blush in the shade Dolly. I think with this eye look, that could be super cute. These are also very, very pigmented. So gentle as she goes. And they have a nice sheen to them. You wouldn't even have to use a highlighter if you didn't want to. Just taking what's left on my brush and adding it to the bronzer on my forehead. That's nice. Usually I like a very strong blush, but I feel like with this bronzer, just a little blush looks really nice. And then for highlight, I have a new one. This is the Ofra X Steph Toms. It's called Milk and Cookies, and this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. I'm very excited to be putting this on my face. I'm gonna swatch these because Steph said one of them is a bit subtle, more subtle, and one of them is a bit more blinding. They're two different colors. This one's a much richer gold, and this one's more of a lighter. I'm just gonna mix the two. Well, do I want to do that? Maybe I'll do one on one side, one on the other, and then mix them. That seems like a fun way to do it. Okay, so on one side of my brush, I'm going to take milk and put that over here. That's really pretty. Yep. And then on the other side of my brush, I'm gonna take cookies and put that over here. Beautiful. I love those. So now I'm just going to mix the two all over my brush and go back in. Oh, goodness gracious. I think it's a little deep for this foundation color. You can kind of see like a darkish hue right here, but it will be fine very, very soon. I'm just gonna go over that with the brush I used for my blush just to blend it out. And I of course went in with way too much because I was taste testing what they would look like. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not opposed to a blinding highlight. I think we've established that already. I'm gonna take the two mixed together and put it on my, just under my brow. I'm gonna, yeah, that's darn, a little bit dark. I wonder if I just take milk. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I don't normally use this much, but I was trying to get it to blend better. So I think I may even take the brush that I used for my eyeshadow and just run it over it real quick. Just to tone it down a tiny. The tip of my nose, down my nose, the bridge, and then I'm gonna put milk on my inner corners. I like that. On this tiny angled brush, I'm gonna take the darkest shade in this and tap it off and put that right under my eyelashes. And then with this adorable pencil brush that I got with my refer order, I'm gonna go in with that lighter shade and just buff it under and up against that first shade. Okie dokie. Now for the part I was super excited to do in this video. I think I should finish up my eyes and then finish up my face. That makes the most sense. I'm gonna spray some setting spray and then do my mascara and my brow gel. Okie dokie. Now for the fun part. The reason for this whole face to begin with is the faux freckles. So I used to use this and this alone for my brows. It is Rimmel dark brown eyebrow pomade with a powder, brow powder, I guess. And then I took an orange stick for my nails, and then I just dipped it in ever so gently, dotted it, patted it out, and had faux And then I had faux freckles. So I'm gonna do that again today so you can see how I did it if you're interested. This was incredibly inexpensive. I even have a backup because I used it so much. This was the only thing I used for my brows. But it worked really good for the faux freckles. So here we go. The trick is to make them different shapes and sizes, and then you pat it out and it adds hints of other ones. I do think this is probably a little bit too cool tone to be exactly right, but once you pat it out, works pretty well. All right, I'm gonna continue doing this and I will come back when I'm all done. Maybe I'll do a couple of my nose so you wanna pat it out before they dry, because then you're stuck with that. All right, I'm gonna finish up and I'll be back. Okay, so all the faux freckles are on. I think I pretty much like the way it looks. I'm just gonna pat over with a little bit of the L'Oreal powder that I used. What do we think? I think it's kind of a cute look. Obviously not an everyday kind of thing, but I like it. Okay, that is the look, done and dusted. I think the faux freckles are cute. Not something I'll do every day, but I really like how it looks. The eyeshadow, very, very good. I like it a lot. Definitely worth $3. So far, I've loved every single palette. Definitely worth your money. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun to do. It feels good to be doing it again. I took a little bit of a break. It was necessary. But I'm glad to be back at it. So be good and remember to be kind to you. For the love.